Hi, I'm Kathy Campbell and welcome to Grade 9 Provincial Achievement Test 2010 Assessment Highlights. We have put this together because we think this is a way that would be helpful for students in preparation for the Provincial Achievement Tests, but also a method that can be used for review all year long. This is a notebook file and I'm working on a Mac, so you'll see the slides down the left hand side. It'll be slightly different if you work on a PC. You can actually hide those slides. So at the beginning of this notebook lesson, you'll see the title page, and then we have a couple pages of notes. I'm not going to read through it. You can have a look at the document that's available on my blog. So we have what is this resource, the time frame, the benefits that we think students will experience, how to use the problems, and then we actually give suggestions on some key questions at different points in this process and next steps. And the little orange pull tab you'll see has the answers on it. So we also provide extensions, and basically the sky's the limit for anything that you can think of. And we'd appreciate any feedback if you try it and come up with some better ways. So this is an example of a question that is released by Alberta Education. These are all released items. And instead of, I'll just show you what I would have done in the past. In the past, I would have given the entire question and asked students to do it, and then we would share some strategies. We think we have a better idea to make it more effective. So we would use the screen shade, and we would only provide the context. So here we have Chani saves 15% of her weekly $625 paycheck. What we would want at this point is to encourage students to turn and talk and think about all the things that they understand, what they observe, what they notice about this context. And then as a teacher you would facilitate the sharing, and hopefully they'd understand or remember something about percent. Make sure they've got the keyword of weekly, understand what a paycheck is, and the amount. So make sure that the vocabulary is understood. Then what we're trying to do at this point is sort of like a Dan Meyer thing, where he talks about when you look at a video or a photograph, what are the questions that you can ask? So in this case, we don't have a picture, we have a context, and what we'd like to ask the students to do is to come up with their own questions. And give the students some time, again, collaborate, talk with other classmates, and then bring them back and see what kinds of questions they have. And as a teacher then, you can go with any of those questions that you want. And by doing that, you're reviewing the vocabulary, you're reviewing the math concepts of percent and how to calculate 15% of $625, and sharing strategies. And for students who already understand it, they're deepening their understanding and making more connections. And those that haven't understood it in the past are actually perhaps getting it for the first time and getting that opportunity in class. After some of that time, then what we would recommend is showing the actual question. And we feel that based on the discussion that the students have had in class that you facilitated, they're going to be better set up to work on this problem because they've already made connections, they've talked it through, and we think it would be more straightforward at this point. Let them work it out, and then ask students to share, maybe put their names up on the board with their different answers, have them justify or explain their strategy, ask if anybody's done it in a different way, gather all the ideas, and then ultimately just get rid of the screen shade. And this is a multiple choice question, so then the students can look at this and make a final vote. And if they don't see any of their answers there, then what you'd want to do is have a conversation about that. And what I've done here on the side is I have a pull tab which shows the correct answer, and then you can just slide that back. So that's one example. Just to finish off, here's another one. There are many more examples, but again, start with the context. So here we have an amusement park, charge $250 as an initial fee and then 75 cents for each guest. Make sure that the kids understand the vocabulary, understand the concept, facilitate discussion about this, and get them to ask questions. What questions could we ask? And then actually find solutions to those questions. Then bring down the screen shade. Here is the actual question. Pause there again, get the students to do their part, come up with solutions, explain their strategies, and then ultimately share the multiple choice and bring over the pull tab for the correct answer. And that's part one of how we use this notebook file.